What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grind. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This is a channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. Today I have a lot of nerd news or comic book news, so I'm gonna just run down. Begin right now. Number one, we already know that Spider-Man: Homecoming has topped it and become the #1 grossing superhero film of 2017. Well, if you didn't know, well, now you know. And those of you who've watched the film probably remember Donald Glover's character. Donald Glover, you know, aka Childish Gambino, that's his rap name, but he's also in Parks and Recs. But if you remember watching the show, he was a guy, or the movie, he was a guy that was in the parking lot when Spider-Man webbed his hand to the car. Well, his name actually happens to be Aaron Davis. And if you don't know who that is, Aaron Davis is Miles Morales' uncle. If you don't know who Miles Morales is Ultimate Spider-Man. Not Ultimate as far as he's the best Ultimate as far as the series Ultimate Spider-Man, which he takes over the Spider-Man mantle after Spider-Man dies. Well, somewhat dies, because no superhero really dies for good in the comic books. Well, anyways, he becomes Spider-Man, and actually some conversion happens, and he actually comes into the other world where there's a regular Peter Parker and him. So, well, that's a little too confusing. But regardless of the fact, he's Spider-Man. In fact, he's actually gonna have an animated movie come out this December. So look out for that. But it's actually interesting because he's the first, well, not first, but he's half black, half Spanish, I believe. And he's a superhero, so we got another black superhero, but he's still someone else. It's not his own. But regardless of the fact, yeah, they're supposed to be in the DVD for the Spider-Man Homecoming movie. There's a it's a deleted scene that has Donald Glover's character actually calling home and telling, he said his exact words was, I don't know, what was his words? Oh, I'm sorry, Miles, I'm not going to make it. Basically saying that he's not going to make it. So people are starting to wonder if Miles Morales is canon, if it's actually in the MCU. And it's a maybe, because deleted scenes aren't really canon, because once it's in a movie, then there's no doubt they can say yes, he's in there. But because it's in the deleted scenes, they can choose to use them or not choose to use them. Either way, it'd be kind of cool. It still leaves the door wide open for them to use it. And I think they probably plan on, because Marvel plans so far ahead that you don't even the little nugget that would probably, remember in Spider-Man Homecoming, they referred back to a scene that happened in the first Iron Man movie, where the little kid puts out his hand and we had the Iron Man mask, and that was actually Peter Parker. So, yeah, I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure they just worked that in. But still, nuggets like this, as far as Miles Morales, his uncle, being in this movie, could lay out for, Miles Morales eventually down the road. After Tom Holland does, his runs of Spider-Man, they're probably going to get a good 4 movies out of him, which would be probably a good amount of years, probably 8 years or something like that. So they could always just bring in, when he's going to retire, bring in the teenage version of Miles Morales, and then have him become Spider-Man, because Miles Morales, they don't say how old he is. You just know that's his uncle. So he could be a little kid. He could be 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. So definitely looking forward to that. Secondly, Blade Runner 2049 has had some screenings, and it's just getting praises from across the board. I haven't seen it. In fact, I still need to watch the original. I'm hearing that the best one to see is the final cut. So I'm going to try and see if I can find that and try and watch it before the Blade Runner 2049 comes out. But yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. It's seeming like it's good. I like the trailer so far. And Harrison Ford, he's still able to move. He's not too old, I guess. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. So, hey, 2049, here I come, right? Hopefully, right? If I can live that long, I'll be happy. Next on the Nerd Rundown, Legendary Pictures and Universal released the first set of posters for Pacific Rim. I love the Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim, and I liked it. Idris Elba's a character. He gives one of the most epic speeches to get people riled up, and I like this character. Spoiler alert: something happens to him, but the new movie is going to focus around his son, actually, which is going to be played by John Boyega. And if you don't know who John Boyega is, he's actually Finn in the new Star Wars franchise. He's the soldier, the troop that fights with Rey in Star Wars Force Awakens. So John Boyega, he's also the movie that got him his start was Attack the Block. If you haven't seen that movie, you should really check it out and watch it. It's really good. It's about some aliens that land in London, and these ragtag group of kids have to fight them off on their own with bats and just whatever. It's really good. But John Boyega is gonna be pretty much the main character, and also Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son. They're both gonna be like the main ones, I guess, the descendants of the main characters that was in the first, because this is gonna be taking place 10 years after Pacific Rim, and now everyone's gotten behind the Jaeger program, and they've basically made it so it's like training, and this like it's grown to a bigger program than it was in the first movie. So they've already prepared, and when the Jaegers come back, dudes is ready. So definitely I'm gonna try and see if I can get some links to the posters and put it down below. So that's all I can say about that. Next one is Avatar 2. It's gonna start shooting principal photography this week, and it's basically stopped. There's a lot to say about it, but I don't want to go on too much because this movie has had like 3 release dates, and they're planning on doing 4. Like, I can understand maybe like the first Avatar did great. Okay, it's the top of the box office. There's nothing above it. It even beat Titanic. Avatar is the top of the top, but they should have made the movie like right after. Like, that thing was hot. Like, everybody was dressing up as a Na'vi. They should have jumped on that thing really quick and started that movie right away. I don't know why they waited so long, but it's like out of sight, out of mind, because a lot of people, I sort of had issues sort of like Fern Gully, That's What Wolves, like it was taken from a lot of things, but what got the sales is the graphics. If the 3D was on another level, so that's what people wanted. But now 3D isn't so hot again. I don't know if maybe he can make it popular again, but he plans on making 4. I can understand 1, maybe 2 more to finish off a trilogy. Dude's got 4 on his brain, so it's a 5 agility. I don't even know what the 5 of them is, but it's gonna be 5 movies altogether with the Avatar. The first one that came out, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna re-release that thing in the theaters right before the second one comes out, so you can get into that 2 billion and 3 billion. I don't even know how much, but it's gonna make a lot of money. I don't know if these next series of movies is gonna be making anywhere near there, but hey. James Cameron, you can't doubt him, because the dude, whenever he comes out with something, it just makes money, it makes bank. So we'll see about that. But the one thing is, like, it's pre-production's done, so it's gonna start this week. I don't know, maybe I'll let you guys know if they're official, because I don't know. Sure, he says it's gonna be done. They said the first movie should be coming out in 2020, which is, it's really far, so I don't know. So I'm just gonna stop with that. Next, Taron Egerton, he was in a review basically promoting his movie Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and he mentioned that he would love for The Rock to be the villain in Kingsman 3. The Rock would be pretty much good in anything. I think his over-the-top campiness could really work, because like the way he was in Central Intelligence, I would actually prefer him to be partnered up with Taron Egerton as opposed to being the villain of it, because I mean, sure, The Rock could probably play a badass supervillain that's jacked like what, but I would definitely prefer him to be a superhero, but hey, The Rock is pretty much good at whatever, other than, the Baywatch movie I hear isn't that good, but I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll like it. I like some bad movies, some bad comedies sometimes, so we'll see. Next one, Star Trek Discovery Season 2. It's been approved, but it's not coming out till 2019. So, on top of a series that you're gonna have to pay for on CBS All Access, then you're gonna wait 2 years for the sex. I don't understand what their logic is, because especially if someone's paying, dog, you better be getting that shit out right away. Like, if it's on TV, I guess maybe because it's like HBO, but if people are paying separately for just one show, and then all of a sudden a year goes by where they have no episodes of the show that they got this for, what kind of logic is this for you to charge people for I don't know. It just makes no sense. So, fuck you. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Like, it's getting too crazy where they're making these things where you gotta pay all these extras just for this and that and this. Like, and this thing is one show, and you're gonna have us, people like nerds, like, cause we're clamoring for a Star Trek movie. You know, like not movie, but a series. Cause you know we got Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Voyager, which was pretty much my favorite. Which I know not a lot of people say. Next Generation is everyone's favorite, but I pretty much liked, you know, Star Trek Voyager when that 7 and 9. Oh my God, just look her up. But regardless of the fact, so don't know. I don't really like this whole thing. Waiting another year before we get another season, but stop that. Next, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has put out posters for season 5, and apparently it's going to be, you know, taking place in space. Which, if you watch the end of season 4, it kind of the last couple scenes is on a spaceship. So I'm thinking it's them starting up Sword, which is the space version of S.H.I.E.L.D. that's supposed to protect the world from outside dangers, as opposed to S.H.I.E.L.D. protecting the world from people, you know, the countries and everything on Earth. So I'm gonna try and see if I can find a link, put it down below as well. So that's all I have about that. Amy Jackson is gonna be Saturn Girl in season 3 of Supergirl. And Saturn Girl, she's blonde. She's like sort of, I think she's got like a star suit, and she has like a stick with a power that shoots beams. So I mean, I've seen her. She's okay. I don't know how she's gonna work in, but hey, Supergirl, anything's possible with Supergirl. So I plan on watching it regardless. So definitely look forward to that. Teen Titans Go gets released in 2018. I'm not sure if it's the Cartoon Network Teen Titans Go, if it's the what's it called, the new teen. I don't believe it's the teen. They're not gonna call it Teen Titans with the adult kids. So this is definitely the Cartoon Network. So it's gonna be released. The new season, I guess, released in 2018. So I guess right now they're on hiatus. On to the next thing. Andy and Lauren test their powers in Gifted, the new series. I believe it's gonna be on Fox, and it's like little clips. I'm trying to see if I can find the link to that so you can check that out as well. And the last thing I have to talk about is the Flashpoint. They've handed in a script for the Flashpoint movie for the Flash, and I don't know, because it's just the first script, because a lot of movies go through more than one script. They like rewrites. They'll do 1, 2, 3. Who knows with this movie, because this had directors and then lost directors, got new directors, lost directors, had script writers go and then now with the DCEU, we don't really know what's going on, but they're trying to make it seem like they've got everything under control so far as the Flashpoint. They've already talked that they're gonna have Wonder Woman in it. They're already talked that you're gonna have the Flash. I mean, not Flash, Cyborg in it. I don't really know, but hey, they've handed in the first script, so we'll see where that goes from now. So if anything, that's pretty much it. I know it's a lot to take in, but hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe and check out yesterday's, video on movie and comic book news. And then remember, remember, my name is Wes Grant. This is Suburban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys tomorrow.